Spellcast
means everything.
It is home. We've grown up with them.
Where I come to unwind after a long week.
It's a place where I find myself.
Spellcast is family.
They just make me feel so alive.
It's all the things that I've lacked in every other place in my life that I come to find here.
Spellcast is love. Spellcast is talent. Spellcast is magic.
I see the beauty of a motherland.
I see the magic of a motherland.
I see the magic of a motherland.
I'm Andrew Tumbo, and I'm the founder and creative director of Spellcast Media. I've always been passionate about performance since nursery school. I've been a singer even without having gone through the academics of singing. So I studied singing in university. That's where I got to learn about technical singing and everything else. But before that, it was mainly passion-driven, self-taught, and so on and so forth. But performance has always been a core and part of me. I was in the school choir, I was in the church choir, I was in all these places. Singing and performance has always been something that has been extremely close to my heart. I think mine is more of an inborn talent. I blame a lot on my mother. Our family on my mother's side is very musical. Mercy Myra is my cousin actually from my mom's side. A lot of people sing. And I suspect that when I was in the stomach, my mother sang a lot, and that really affected me a lot. I've never struggled with harmony. I've never struggled with getting pitch, anything musical. In fact, as I tell you, I started learning music officially in university. I had not even done music in secondary school, but had already developed an ear. And my mother also had a very big role in playing. She bought me a keyboard after class 8, and that gave me a lot of basis in learning the theory and the core of music. Spellcast is just as the name says, it's a group of people whose aim is to cast a spell on people through the performance art. That is to say, singing, dancing, acting, makeup, anything that has to do with the performance art in itself. So it has become a big family as opposed to even a performance troupe. There are people who have been brought together with the passion of performance, but we have grown to support each other and love each other as a big family would.
Mamma mia, 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 mamma.
My name is Brian Jonge Kimani. Yeah, I'll probably drop the brand later on. Well, I'm currently 21 years old. I'm choreographer at Spellcast. I also sing and act. I've been in Spellcast for a couple of years now. We're 2 years old. And yeah, I'm proudly Spellcast, yeah. You know how when you're growing up around, like in a Christian family, in church, you have to go to church, and then most of the things in church were boring, to my understanding when I was a kid. So the only thing that really interested me was singing, so I used to find myself doing performances and stuff like that. And then in school, when they want someone to do poems and stuff like that, so I just found myself growing up in the performance space and enjoying it. I did music in high school. Yeah, we don't really try and change the person that you are. We try and bring you into the fold and bring your contribution as a person in your uniqueness, in your own unique way to Spellcast. So whatever taste in music that you have, whatever taste in dance you have, we'll find a way to bring all that into a performance so that everyone feels like they fit in, like they're part of Spellcast.
Music, as I say, has been somewhere where I feel like I can be myself ever since nursery school, since primary school, secondary school, at all stages of my life. Music has been a core part of me, and even the circles that I associate with are very musical people. So music is my life, just so to speak. I can't do without music. Music can do without me, but me I can't. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. The very first audition was in 2014. It was in 2014. We called an audition. Many people turned up. Big names. Wabosha was part of Spellcast at some point. Tokodi was part of Spellcast at some point. A number of people. Wendy Kemunto was part of Spellcast. They're big, big names. So basically, we called for an audition, and word went out. And then there were call people who would introduce their friends, and it became a matter of referral, and people just came and joined us. And the people who saw us on, for example, East Africa's Got Talent, I would work to, would like to be part of us, and so on and so forth. So it's just a continuous journey of people bringing in people who are close to them, and also us just continuing with the people who are already on board. The core agenda of Spellcast generally is celebrating the African art, celebrating the African story, celebrating African heroes. So a lot of our repertoire is based upon Afrocentrism. You'll find a lot of folk songs, you'll find a lot of African pop songs, mashups, but we also do a lot of repertoire from outside of Africa as well, just to help stay relevant. We do a lot of pop songs from outside. We do even classical songs to help with technique of singing and such things. Hey, I've been a conductor for what? Over 10 years. I've conducted the school choirs, I've conducted Spellcast, I've conducted Redford, I've conducted other choirs like diplomat choirs and whatnot. And conducting is a very personal experience because you're not just conducting singing, you're conducting emotion. You're trying to bring emotion from these your performers through. You're trying to be a mirror to them and show them that this is what I need from you. I need you to give this to the audience. As a conductor, your back is always to the audience. You do not face the audience. You're always facing the performers. So for me, it's a very personal experience. In fact, the choirs that I've worked with, I become extremely personal with them. I go into their lives. I go into tiny little details of what's happening in their day-to-day lives. Because it's a matter of connection. I can only be sincere with them if they're being sincere with me. And that's the only way we can bring out the emotion in the art. Spellcast, as I've told you, is like a big family. And like a family has structure. It has the dad, it has the mom, it has the big brother, big sister, and so on and so forth. The structure within Spellcast tries to emulate an army kind of setup. So we have ranks within Spellcast, from generals to brigadiers to colonels to captains to the troopers themselves. And there must be respect. So when this person is not available, there's always a rank that is available. So it's a hierarchy that is followed. That is how we maintain the order. And then the mutual respect and love that we have for each other also helps maintain that.
My feet and the lights unto
So we keep doing that same thing we're doing that
Thy God is a lamp unto my feet.
I am Joshua Mjomba. I am what we call the Brigadier General at Spellcast. I'm also the marketing director in Spellcast. It's quite funny though. I think I joined it by mistake. I had gone to Tick, my friend, for rehearsals last year, November. Then Tumbo, our director, was like, no, I need to see you at rehearsal next weekend. And that's how I joined Spellcast. It was quite, I didn't expect it, let me just say that. The Brigadier General acts as a liaison between the company's board and the rest of the crew, basically passing the necessary information from the board all through to the other ranks and then now to the rest of the troop. We have such a good organization system whereby if our generals are not there, we know where to pick it up from as the general brigadier or the senior brigadier. Someone knows what to fill in, the steps to fill in, you know, when someone is absent. Like, for instance, if General Tumbo is not there during rehearsal, we have Senior Brigadier Brian to step in his shoes so that nothing goes astray. Everything goes in some flow. Yeah. We consider someone who is him or herself. You have to come as your raw self. Then, other than that, you come in with the skills that you have, whether or not you're a tenor, bass. There's that element of performance that, as an individual, you have to come in with. So, But basically, the most important thing is that you come and be yourself. Yes.
As Spellcast, there's a lot of inspiration. Soweto Gospel is one of the biggest inspirations. In fact, when you look at our style of performance, our style of singing, you'll notice a lot of parallels. Stellenbosch Choir is one of the biggest choirs in the world, not just in Africa. It's also one of our big inspirations. The Broadway performers, the West End performers, people who perform theater as professionals are one of our core performers, and we like to emulate and even reach at a point where we ourselves become sort of the African Broadway. As Andrew Tumbo, the person I look up to is Walt Disney. He has created a franchise that has outlasted his lifetime and to date is still relevant, is churning out content, is developing talent, is a master at franchising. One musical, Lion King, in Walt Disney, you cannot find a ticket for it until 2022 as it's being performed. So for me, Walt Disney has to be my biggest mentor. After 2014 to 2016 was the first chapter of Spellcast. We had to take a break because finances now became a bit tricky. And I went and joined Redforth myself. I became the performance and vocal coach there for the choir. I learned a lot while there. Under Fila, I learned a lot about the business. I learned about entrepreneurship within the performance art. And after around 2 years, I think, in 2018, I decided that now it's about time to rebirth Spellcast. And in fact, if you see our new logo, it's a phoenix. A phoenix is a bird that dies to be reborn and is reborn from the ashes. So Spellcast was reborn in 2018. We felt like, yes, now it's time to pursue our dreams. And I can tell you that this new Spellcast has reached levels where the older Spellcast had not even imagined of reaching, and in such a brief amount of time.
My name is Janita Haduri. I'm a makeup artist and body artist at Spellcast Media. So basically, I paint the cast during concerts or when we have our own theatrical shows. Yeah, that's what I do. Surprisingly, I was first a singer. Then we had a show and we needed members to do backstage things. So I was asked, can you paint? And I was like, I've painted on paper before, so let me just try painting on body. So that's how I started doing body art.
My name is Samuel Kinyagia. I'm a body art makeup artist at Spellcast Media. Body art is important to Spellcast because as African storytellers, it brings out the niche. You get the niche of we are a group telling African stories. So other than beauty makeup, yes, body art is best to describe it. Yes, we do beauty, but body art describes the African stories more. Yes, there are challenges. Painting over 40 faces. First of all, these people dance, so they'll sweat it off, so you'll have to redo it. That we're not complaining, we love. Yes. Also, we're less in terms of body artists. For right now in Spellcast only 2, Yonita and I. And the numbers tend to be big, but we've grown to work with it. Yeah.
Most of the body paint products are not locally available, and you can only find them one place in Nairobi. So that's the main challenge, just the product.
Ashajionesha, atajionesha, atajionesha, oh, ashajionesha, atajionesha.
As the founder, I carry the vision, number one. Number two, I also carry all the dreams, all the nightmares also of our members. We sing not to have fun, we sing for therapy. That's what I came to realize after some time. People go through so much in their own personal lives, either financial, family, emotional, spiritual. So the pain of these, I call them my children. The pain of these my children now becomes my own. The struggles of these people becomes my own. And that's, I think, my biggest challenge. And a single person is an ambassador for Spellcast. Go and look for weddings, go and look for funerals, go and look for anything that we can perform at, basically. Then of course when we perform at events, we give out our cards, we put up our banners, and it's word of mouth. Also, it's a lot of marketing by ourselves.
I'm James Odhiambo, head of writing at Spellcast and creativity and procurement.
And I'm Michelle Wanjiko, and I'm head of the costuming department, which includes crafts, props, etc.
I'm a student actually at the University of Nairobi. I'm just finishing my second year. I'd say I have to, sometimes it's hard, but whatever you want to fit into your schedule, you fit eventually.
I'm also a student at JKUAT, 4th year, and I think over the years I've learned how to create a balance, because at least for school it's weekdays, so you can squeeze in Spellcast during the weekends and sometimes during weekdays. So yeah, it's a learning process.
Being able to be in a sort of like a creative think tank, because everyone here is a creative force in their own way. If not the best singer, then you can pick some acting skills from here, some writing skills, makeup skills, dancing. So it's a nice hub to grow in as a young person, as a young artist.
My passion in design, I think, started in high school when I took up home science as a subject. So yeah, I realized I enjoyed sewing, I enjoyed design, I enjoyed clothes, generally wearing clothes and trying to come up with combinations of things that I feel like could work. So I think I built on that and I kept doing it even after I was done with school. It makes me happy. Experience of creating Spellcast costumes has been hectic, because when I joined I was a quiet girl and the only thing I was doing then actively was costuming, so I was the girl with the tape measure around her neck. I just believe the fact that I really love doing this is enough for me, so that's where the inspiration comes from, the fact that I'm passionate about this. That's all that matters.
Growing up, I used to like books a lot. I used to read lots of books, and I got to a point where I became so obsessed with. Actually, the first time I ever wrote something for people to read, I got so obsessed with these stories for Illuminati. Nikaanza research, nikaandikia wasema for page ka 10 about how Rehema is part of Illuminati. Kapelekea watu wasome and they liked it and they discovered that I could actually write. And I started writing kidogo, and my teacher used to tell me compositions zako ziko fiti. So writing is not my full-time job. In fact, writing is not even a part-time job, because I usually do it only in my free time, and that's when I'm not in school and when I'm not doing Spellcast stuff. So when I write, but Spellcast has merged for me the life of writing, so that now my writing is synonymous to Spellcast. So I'm always trying to, if not write something, then imagine up something. So yeah, I used to think what inspires me to write is just emotions and feelings. I used to think that I could only write when I was sad. But then I came to realize that it's not about being sad, that when I'm feeling very heavily, even if it's happiness, sadness, anger, I can really accentuate it visually in writing. For the most part, it's amazing. Sometimes it's a roller coaster, because it's hard keeping up with all the personalities. You come to meet about 50 different kinds of people entirely. So it's eye-opening, but it's also challenging sometimes, but most of the time it's just amazing. What we believe in as Spellcast is, first of all, the power of rehearsal and the power of believing what you're saying. Because if you believe your story, then other people are going to believe it. Yeah, so we just focus on trying to be as authentic as we can. Smiles are contagious. If I smile at you, it's just going to make you feel happy. And also smiling while performing shows a level of comfortability with your art, that you have got to a point where you get in front of people and you're so confident with it that all you're thinking about is just smiling and being happy and making other people happy.
Just go for it. Just go for it. Because we think so much about so many things. Oh, my parents, my friends. Oh, what about school? But you really know what you want to do at the end of the day, and you know what you're passionate about. So just go for it. Don't think about it. Just do it.
had been planning to go for America's Got Talent in 2022. Then out of nowhere, we saw the post of EAGT coming to Kenya, and Kenya being the host country. Like, no, we have to be part of this. We need to be part of the experience. Winning was something that we wanted, but it was not our goal. It was the experience and the journey that we really wanted.
And it's because we believed. We just decided to, you know what, we're gonna try this thing out. It was thrilling and scary to some point, because you're like, there's so much expectation, so many people want to see this, so many people are seeing this, they're judging, and like, I'm Ugandan, let me see what this Kenyan act has. I'm Tanzanian, let me see what this Kenyan act has. I'm Kenyan, let me see what these Kenyans have. Like in our minds, all those questions are running.
Oh, it was lovely, it was scary, it was so exciting. We were constantly on fifth gear, just constantly churning out, Like for the finals, we had 1 week to prepare our performance for it, because we were in the final, semi-final. So we didn't have much time. We had to just keep on keeping on and giving the best and challenging ourselves to a level that we've never challenged ourselves.
I feel like we did our best with East Africa's Got Talent. But yeah, there's still room for improvement, and yeah, we learned our lessons, we took them home, and yeah, I'm hoping that experience will make us a bigger, better brand.
In 5 years, I want Spellcast to be coming back home to Kenya for holidays. I want us to be touring the world, all the big stages, Broadway, Sydney Opera House, the Chinese Opera House, John Kennedy Center, all the stages worldwide. I want us, as I've said, I want us to be coming home to just rest. I want us to be a worldwide name, a worldwide brand that's on everybody's name when it comes to matters, performance, especially representing the continent of Africa. Sorry, tell them to start learning Wagongolo.